up, Transformers family? Thank you for joining me for another episode of George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformer fan, and today on George Reviews, I'll be taking a look at buzzworthy Bumblebee. Origin Bumblebee Transformers. Here's this packaging. There is Bumblebee in the packaging, and there is no window in the package. Like, how many times do you see that? It is from Takara Tomy Generations right there on the box. There is like some CGI render for Bumblebee. There is a vintage look at the, looks like the Marvel Comics Bumblebee. And I don't know what this one is from right here. And not really that one right here. Looks a little bit more like the artwork I know. Back of the box, it has Bumblebee. And I saw this thing in stores a few times and didn't know what it was. So I saw a toy review. I thought it was like, I guess all toys are for kids, but I'm going to say it like a kiddie version, like for my son or something. Like preschool or something. And then I saw the review. I'm like, oh, they actually made the first episode Cybertronian Bumblebee. And I went back and grabbed it. But I've seen this so many times in the store. 23 steps. That is a lot, man. I'm going to fumble through this one. You see he comes with like a rocket pack, Cybertronian mode. There's Bumblebee. He comes with the generic gun he used to have on a cartoon. Side of the box, more of that unusual artwork. And here is Bumblebee in the box. So I'm going to get Bumblebee out and see if he's worthy. Okay, I'm opening the box the hard way. Right here and right here. In the box, this little thing that's always in there, warning thing, Bumblebee. Taped to this little box piece. There's accessories down below, and we get an instruction book. And on my channel, I take on the transformation challenge, and we'll try not to use this booklet. And yeah, it even says right here, Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy. But when you see the box, I saw it, and I was like, it's not part of that. You know, this is like a collectible for my son, but it's actually part of the War for Cybertron trilogy. So let's get Bumblebee out here. And I'm going to point out right now on the box, the jetpack is silver and it's black in the box, but it's cool. And I want to point out that they have the environmental friendly paper tie downs on Bumblebee, and a lot of them. Oh, that's why he doesn't have the bubble, the plastic bubble, to be more environmental friendly. I've heard that they were going to push that a little bit more. There's Bumblebee, how he comes out of the packaging. Let's get the jetpack. There's that, nice and hollowed out, cheap bastards. And the energon rods. We saw in the first episode, we never seen the Autobots gather energon ever since, but somehow they stayed fueled. And here are the energon rods. This is very cool. I've always actually wanted some of these, and finally got them in my collection after 35 years. But yeah, it's cool right there. But here he is, has a nice Autobot logo on there, has blue painted windows. I don't think these translate to the robot mode, but to make them look like the G1 cartoon, the blue painted windows. Has like a little vent right here. I think that's when he transformed and it fits in. Nice little defined waist right there. And he's mostly pretty much all yellow and black plastic except for the Autobot symbol, the blue right here, silver, and of course his face. Let's take a look at his face. I went right past his face. His eyes are a metallic blue, but you can hardly see them. They almost look like a gray. Hopefully, I'll put a little bit more light on it. Hopefully you can see it. And yeah, this is what you get out of the packaging. So let's get right into his articulation. Man, I think, man, my head's not moving. There it is. It was frozen. .360 out of his head. We get, I don't know, that's not much. We get a little bit up, and then back to original position. And his head is fully sculpted all the way around. It's not a hollow head in the back, but you can see the slit for the peg. It's not a ball joint, I don't think. And that's what you get out of that. Face looks like the cartoon Bumblebee. Not exactly like, but a whole lot. But enough alike for the... His face looks just like the cartoon, easily recognizable. His arm with 360 right there. Get it out this far. to the sides. He has a bicep swivel, elbow bend. We got that. And I don't think he has wrist articulation, but it folds away per the transformation because you see the giant gaping gap. Coming down to his waist 360, kibble slides right around there. His legs out to the side this far. Front to back this far. Whee! He has a thigh swivel right there, 360 out of that. Knee bend is hitting a little bit of his kibble right there, so you can't get a whole lot out of it. But I guess that's enough. And comes down to his foot, it rocks. Yeah, and another thing, I saw this when I first saw it. At my Target, this thing was and I've only seen this at Target. Like Target is really hitting now. I mean, they really they slapping. Like every figure I find now at Target, it was always mostly Walmart, but pretty much I find a figure it's at Target now. But he can get this wide stance for some posing. And you know what? I don't see the gun. Ha! I almost threw out the gun. And here is his gun. Because I was going to go for that next. Take it and put it in his hand. I think on the box, this is silver too. No, just took his whole hand off. Did you just see that? Just unpegged. Pop that right back on. Hope that's not a continuing problem throughout the review. Yeah, it's hard for me to... Yeah, damn. Darn it. Got his gun in his hand. And it was silver on the box, wasn't it? Yeah, here it is on the box. The gun. And the backpack. You talk about products may vary. No. And I totally get product may vary. But the gun, to me, would have been better than silver. The backpack, either way. It's not bad in black. But if it was all silver, you could have just painted a few parts black to really highlight it. In order to highlight this, you got to paint a lot of it silver. So... would have been cool. Here's this pistol. I mean, almost put the urban sound on it. And there it is in his hand. Pretty sure it fits in both hands. And it looks like you could store it on his shoulder. You wanted to? Yep. Now he's swindled. And of course you can put it in this big old giant gaping thing right here. Bam. And you can put it down here. Bam. And we could take the rocket pack. He used it on Dinosaur Island. I seen one review. One guy said, "Why does he have Optimus Prime rocket pack?" Or did he say Sideswipe? But I'm like, oh, yeesh. But he had this on Dinosaur Island, and now he could fly around like Interplanet Janet. And last but not least of his accessories are the Energon rods. Him and Wheeljack collected. I don't know how many they grabbed on the cartoon, but I'll put it on the screen right here.
To last a cortex. Well, at least we found
and I thought that scene was very cool. Let's see if we can hold one.
Can't worry about that now.
But like I said, since that moment, the Autobots have not collected Energon ever. We see him with a recharging chamber. Like, how y'all getting powered up? And sadly, he cannot hold it in his hand. It could have made one of these ends pop off so he can hold it. Which, that sucks. Like, I mean, shit, we just got to put it on his arm. Hold on, let me see. Because we're going to do this. Okay, not working. Alright, we got him just stuck on his arm. And as I stick him on his arm, I realize there are... Alright, as I fiddle around with him, I realize there are 5 rods. I don't know what I said, 4 or 6, but there are 5 Energon rods. Alright, so I got up and went and got Wheeljack, hoping I could put these in Wheeljack hands. I know the port and the hands are all the same, but some of these guys have a slit where you can slide it into their hand, and Wheeljack can't hold them either. And it's like, what the hell, man? Alright, so I went and got my Optimus Prime. This is what I meant by I was hoping Wheeljack had one of these hands. I figured he didn't, but like with the hinge hand, it's the same size port inside, but you can put things in it better, and he really can't hold on to it tightly. It slides in and out. Okay, enough of that. But at least he can hold it. Now I need some third-party hands for these guys, because we got these, but they can't hold them. like you could just, like, I don't know. Like, maybe they fit in Bumblebee. I rather doubt it when he gets transformed. But anyway, let's get back to Bumblebee. All right, let's tackle the transformation, and let's get into the 23 steps. I'm going to unhinge this backpack because it's like the top of the car, vehicle, whatever he is. Let that hang out. I'm going to unhinge this chest part. I think at this point, this also becomes the front of the car, Cybertronian car. Fold his hands down. I know they fold down. And I believe that they fold to the front. Right here. I don't know if they double hinge. And they tap together. There's a tab right here and a port right there. Like that. And the waist rotates. Believe. Unhinge the feet. Like this. Maybe I should have unfolded these. It's like a weird double hinge. Unfold this. And this. Around this side. Wait. Oh, unhinge these two. Right here, this panel. Right here. This part right here. And this accordion's over. Yeah, accordion's over and tabs in. There's a port in the tab. Alright, got that. So far, so good. Accordion is over. Tabs in right there. And now it has to fold over and around. I got this correct. Wait, okay, this part comes back. Gotta hinge this back. Straighten that part out. There we go. I think we are there. Try this side. I can see where it goes. It's just getting it there. All right, fold that in there. And how do I get this leg? All right, I had to turn this part over. I had to turn this little leg part over. Now I can swing it around. I don't know how I got turned around, but it did. Maybe this package turned around and closed this little piece right here. Get everything tapped in. And there we have it. I think there we have it. Wait, this windshield has to tab in. There and right there. And this thing is beautiful. It is absolutely perfect from the top. It looks instantly recognizable. If you've seen that cartoon once, you remember this was Bumblebee. In that episode, he transforms to his Cybertronian mode. It looks great. Only paint app on it. This is yellow paint over the blue windshield canopy part. They didn't use a two-piece. Oh, and from the robot mode, the front of vents of the vehicle and the Autobot symbol. But the rest of it looks to be all yellow plastics. A couple of different plastics going on. They use that so the plastics fit together without being brittle or over soft. And there's a little bit of broken up panels because it's a lot of panels, but it looks gorgeous. And now that I think about it, I don't think I have a Transformer in my collection that transforms and has rounded corners. I mean, I know it's broken up, but I can't think my Masterpiece toys, G1, Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom. This is like the first Transformer I own with rounded corners and actually transforms and pulls off a very nice vehicle mode. I mean, this thing looks great. Oh, turning them over, you can see the completed body. I don't know if I got this right. Oh, yeah, I didn't have these pegged in. But turn them over, you can see pretty much his body folded up. See the hands, see the arms, see his face. But that is okay. Maybe I could have turned the head around so we didn't have to look at his face. But that is okay considering what you get. The parts have to go somewhere. And he looks amazing. I mean, look at that. I mean, he's hit it right back to Iacon. In this mode, I've already showed you, we can store the weapon on either side. It is a tight fit into all of his ports. Put on the roof, right there. If you want to, you can put the backpack, give him some extra flying power. But man, look at this gorgeous thing. And I didn't realize what it was the first couple times I saw it in the store. I mean, I'm blown away by this thing. You can't do anything with energon rods in this mode, sadly. I mean, it's a nice inclusion, but I guess you can use them with your G1 figures. Probably no problem. I don't know if I just realized that not too many slotted hands in G1 either. So I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, while I'm gushing over how much I like this thing, I'm going to stop smiling and get a few comparisons out here. First, I'm going to start with Generation 1 Bumblebee. See how these guys scale. Does he actually go from this to this? It's close enough to me. I mean, it's a little big compared to the G1 Bumblebee, but that's good enough for me. I love it. I just love it. Here he is with Earthrise Bumblebee, and they just never got that yellow right. It wasn't right on the Masterpiece, the first Masterpiece version either. It's like a mustard, but this yellow is great. And one more, here he is with Tetrajet. And what they did here, they like just in a couple years they pushed the technology. Like we didn't get the pointed, the true triangle. It's triangular, but not the true triangle like from the cartoon. But they nailed this. They absolutely nailed it. I would love to see them get these things another shot and get it more triangular. All right, here we are back into robot mode. I almost didn't want to change him back. I love that Cybertronian mode. He's going to be displayed in that mode. On with the size up and rundown. Here is Generation 1 Bumblebee in his robot mode. Earthrise. Legend class Bumblebee. I can't remember. I think he is Combiner Wars. Masterpiece Bumblebee. Generation 1 Sunstreaker. Siege Nova Storm. Let's change up toy lines a little bit. Here is Marvel Legends Scream. So here's Buzzworthy Bumblebee next to James Worthy. Wait, what? Siege Optimus Prime. Last but not least, Generation 1 Optimus. Alright, to wrap it up, I really like this figure. He's cool in both modes. In this mode, he's wearing some kibble because they had to create that rounded shape for the vehicle mode, and I get that, and I totally give it a pass. I really do. The vehicle mode payoff is excellent. I mean, just excellent. Totally Generation 1 cartoon. I like his little accessories. It's a shame that he can't hold these, but they're cool to be included. I will find some use for them. Don't matter. They're going somewhere in my collection because I am pure G1, and this is a harken back to the Generation 1 first episode cartoon. And I think he looks great. The face is cool. The gun accessory is cool. The backpack that we get from the Dinobot Island episode is cool. I think that's the only one he had it on. And I love it. I hope we get a wheeljack. I hope they continue to do this and get a wheeljack from that first episode. There were only a few Transformers we saw. We sort of kind of got the Tetrajet, so I'll take that. They had a Jazz in Cybertronian mode. We also saw Soundwave do like a little halfway transformation lamppost thing. But I hope we get those guys. Definitely hope we get a wheeljack. But love this figure. Recommend it if you see it. And if you didn't know what it was like me, the Buzzworthy Bumblebee, because there's a couple Buzzworthy Bumblebees. I think it's a Buzzworthy line, period. And this one is the Cybertronian Generation 1 cartoon Bumblebee. It's very cool, so pick it up if you find it. I really recommend it. And with that, I want to thank everybody for joining me for another episode of George Reviews. The reviews, every toy has a story.